Okay, so we're back. As you can see, we have gained a um, new member, new member to the fleet, and that character will be brought in here shortly. So we've just finished end of scenario. Our team, they were just picked up. Thankfully, due to their wits and everything else, they were able to accomplish their mission, save as many members as they could, and they've reached Starfleet. And Narendra Station is sending a crew to rescue them and bring them back to where they are, which is also where their ship is, the USS Surprise. So we're going to be starting scenario 2 with our new um, our new guest here. And so as we enter into this, the next scenario is going to be called "There's No Such Thing as a Free Lunch," and this was the author was made by a gentleman named Tony Pye, who is a fantasy and science fiction writer and has a PhD in linguistics. I altered it a little bit, obviously, to assess our team and our crew here, but we are going to move forward. All right, gents. So I'm going to set this up. Yep. Yep. There we are. All right. So I'm going to read some things and then we'll get underway. Okay. So the USS Surprise is currently stationed at Narendra Station. It's also referred to as Starbase 364. It's situated right at the edge of Federation space in the Beta Quadrant. It's proximate to both the Romulan and the Klingon empires, as well as to the vastly unexplored Shackleton Expanse. Approximately 60% of this station's crew is Klingon. There are 4 other ships assigned to this station as well: the USS Bellerophon, the Thunderchild, the Venture, and Klingon ship, the captain, commanded by Captain Okal, and that is the Mu-Pal. So here we go. Captain's log, stardate 51259.7. The USS Surprise prepares to embark on its maiden voyage from Narendra Station. Admiral April Hebert has graciously shared some of her medical and engineering cargo, as ours was directed to the warfront at Deep Space Nine. Thankfully, our lost crew members that crash landed at Xerxes 4 have made it to the ship and have checked in and have been medically cleared. The science team from the station were released to Admiral Hebert for continual medical attention. I was able to meet with the missing crew members, help get them acclimated. I look forward to reading the reports that they have on their impromptu away mission.
Oh. Gotta do it.
Attention, this is the captain. Our primary mission is to explore space and expand the boundaries of our knowledge. There is a war going on with the Dominion near Deep Space Nine. However, the Federation must continue its efforts to seek out new life and new civilizations. We are deep within the Beta Quadrant, close to the Shackleton Expanse, near extensive, uncharted areas of space. We sit close to the Klingon and Romulan borders. We as a crew must remain vigilant while we explore and not to violate the Romulan neutral zone. Despite what they may believe, we are on a scientific mission. I look forward to working with each of you. We have 5 days until we embark. While we make our final preparations, explore the ship. Meet your new crewmates, get familiar with your workstations. When off duty, you are all granted to go between here and Narendra Station. I have assured Admiral Hebert that we will treat her station as we treat our own ship. I expect you all to conduct yourselves in the highest of Starfleet manners. Senior officers, to my ready room. So you guys are called to the ready room, and sitting down is the captain. I'll get his token out there. Why not?
Hey, Maurice, what are you doing?
Captain Maurice Rose. Yeah.
What's going on, Maury?
Maury? Mar? Sure he'll love that you call him that.
I'm sure I won't get as
It is Tuesday.
It is Tuesday.
eviscerated.
Tuesdays
be
with
the-
Maury.
There. That's about as good as big as I'll make him.
Oh, what's up?
So there we are. All right. So in the room, in the ready room of your new ship, the USS Surprise, you see some familiar faces. At least 4 of you see some familiar faces, and 2 new, both your captain and Lieutenant Commander Kaval Tathak. Tathak, am I saying that right?
That is correct, Game Master.
And he is an Andorian, so he has blue skin and little blue antennas on the top of his head. And I guess since we're getting started, why don't you lead? The captain looks to you, Lieutenant Commander, because he's already met everybody. And he says, Lieutenant Commander Tathak, why don't you introduce yourself to the crew?
Greetings, fellow Federation members and Starfleet comrades. I am Commander Tathak. You may call me Commander Tathak. I'm happy to meet each and every one of you. Even the Vulcan. I'm delighted to show that our two peoples have laid our past troubles behind us. Thank you, Captain.
And he kind of looks at everybody else, almost with an awkward silence to see if you have anything to say to him before he speaks.
No. The hell do you mean? You backhanded compliments about my Vulcan? He's a good little Vulcan. Just kidding. We're done.
Nobody has comments?
Okay.
Nobody has comments?
Welcome to the team, buddy.
Yes, it's nice to meet you. I'll be your pilot, Thrall.
Although you mentioned Commander, yet your brass shows Lieutenant Commander. Which one is it?
Lieutenant Commander. I was demoted recently.
Oh,
Small altercation.
I don't need to know that much, Lieutenant Commander. Thank
Man,
you.
it involved the holodecks. We won't go into that. Anyway, he's not going to be allowed to go on the holodecks
No.
for
it's too
several
serious.
parts of the mission at this point. Unbecoming of a Starfleet officer situations occurred.
Jeez. Well,
That's why it smells like bleach in there.
So, he'd look to you all and he says, "Welcome, senior officers. As we make final preparations, I wanted to give the crew one last chance to stretch their legs and enjoy a little R&R before we are underway. It's unknown when the next opportunity will allow us to do so. Due to your unforeseen situation on Xerxes 4, I made sure that your stations were all caught up and prepared and ready to go. However, there are still some items in engineering and there are still items in sickbay that we need to retrieve from Narendra Station before we are underway. Lieutenant Commander Tathak,
Sir.
as I stated, there are some items in engineering that Admiral Hebert has stated that she would allow us to go and take and then bring aboard the ship. Lieutenant Grax, there are also some medical supplies that need picked up from the infirmary as well. She, the Admiral, has gathered both of those supplies up. Obviously, Lieutenant Grax, yours will be located in sick bay, and Lieutenant Tathak, yours are actually in a storage unit located on the promenade on the southeast corner, if we're looking at a map.
Understood, Captain.
Unfortunately, at this time, due to some recent incidents on the holodeck, our transporters are not functioning. We still have some minor adjustments that need to be made. So, Lieutenant Commander and Lieutenant Junior Grade, you may utilize anyone you see fit to assist you in gathering these supplies.
Of course, Captain.
Other than that, you're free.
Will this be an armed mission?
You don't need to go to the station armed, Lieutenant Commander.
Just making sure, Captain.
Understood. Again, both of these areas are located on the promenade, so that will be your entry point. You may take and utilize one of the docking points and the turbo lifts to get to that location.
What's the crime rate like on the promenade, Captain?
Well, Lieutenant Commander, if you want that rate, I'm going to have you report to security, and you can ask the Klingons while you're there.
Understood, Captain. Thank you, Captain.
Any other questions?
Very well, Captain. Nope. Is there anything else you need from us, Captain?
That is it. If you could take care of these two jobs, again, Commander, utilize whoever you need and get it done, and then enjoy your last few days here. Again, get acquainted with your stations, and we'll go from there. Dismissed.
Thank you, sir. Game Master, all joking aside, what is the relationship between us, Federation, and the Klingons currently? Level of tension on the station.
It's standard. They're still obviously they're still part of Starfleet. There's still the treaties that are intact. So minus your normal Klingon gruff and tough guy beating the chest syndromes, both on the male and female side. You guys work together. Obviously there are still Klingons within. Hello. There's still Klingons that are in Starfleet. So, yeah, just the standard tough guy
Next
stuff.
generation.
Yep. Yeah. And again, our era is 2374, so we are basically in the middle of Deep Space Nine Voyager times, and this is when the Dominion War is still active.
All right.
So I don't know. Did you see Deep Space Nine?
Are you talking to me, Game Master?
Yes, sir.
I'm trying to place it. This isn't going to be a that fabulous episode where engineer help me out here, guys. Deep Space Nine gets into it with the Klingons for insulting his ship or something along those lines. Oh, that was a flashback. That wasn't it? That was a flashback to the original series.
It might have been.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, it was
like some ideas. You watched Voyager, right?
Yes.
Do you remember when Voyager found 7 of 9?
Sorta, kinda.
It's about that time. So, and Deep Space Nine and Voyager in the timeline, they run parallel.
Got it.
So it's about the time Voyager finds 7 of 9. Kess leads Voyager 9,500 light years ahead. Worf and Jadzia get married. Odo and Kira start dating. Those time frames.
Got it.
So everything's, in terms of treaties and stuff, Klingons are good to go. They are your friend right now.
How many
Fair
lights
enough.
do we see?
Say again?
How many lights do we see?
4 lights. All right, so what you guys doing?
Guess we're heading to the station. So let's head to the promenade, or let's the talk. Is that your last name? Kaval?
Call me Kaval.
Lieutenant Commander Kaval. Your advice or your thought on going to the security office wasn't a bad idea. Let's visit there first, and let's evaluate the threat level before progressing. So to the security office. In the meantime, you're new to You're obviously not new to Starfleet, being Lieutenant Commander. What other? What's some of your experience like?
Experience? Are you speaking skill set, Commander, or are you speaking where?
Skill sets, expertise, demonstrations of that prowess in live action. How much can I depend on you, Lieutenant Commander?
To the very end, Commander. You can depend on me to the very end. There is nothing my people value more than honor, guts, and glory.
Very well.
And we are firm supporters of the Foundation. The Federation.
The Foundation.
That's the Foundation. What is this,
Wow.
Michael Knight? You've been watching some Knight Rider?
Wow. There goes my street cred.
Very
Sorry.
well. I appreciate your passion you obviously have for the position you are in. So you're an engineer. Your
Yes, Commander.
expertise involves what, warfield, transporters. What?
Yes,
Do tell.
Commander. You name it, I'm an expert in it.
Okay.
But I've also served in the military forces back on Andoria. I have suitable skills in security as well.
Finally, someone else that can handle one of these phasers. I'm only kidding. You performed very well, science team. It's I just would hate to, especially our very own Tech Thrall. He's great with the gun, but with the phaser rather. But it's not within cultural respect. It's not appropriate for him to engage in hostilities.
Well, it's
but-
very fitting for my culture to engage in hostilities, Commander.
Very good. So,
Can I say, Game Master? I'm loving this ready room. That is sexy as hell.
Thanks.
Excellent.
I didn't make it. And to properly credit them, his name is Rekkert, and he's found on DeviantArt, Rekkart. He allowed me to utilize his stuff. So I found some off of a Norway class ship that he didn't actually, because he does commission art for starships and bridges, and then just does some on the side for himself. And he said I could utilize any one of them that wasn't part of a commission. So I found this one, and here we are. And there are other aspects of the ship as well.
Very cool.
very well. So, security office, how far away are we?
From the security office?
Yeah, we're heading there.
So, oh, you little green there, Vulcan. All right, so you guys are going to head to the station then, is that correct?
Right, we're trying to get an evaluation of the threat level here, if any. So we mentioned the crime rate, and you were told to navigate to the Klingon-ran security office to evaluate this threat level.
Okay. So, let me switch this over. All right, so I'm gonna beam you guys in here. Move you.
5 to beam up.
Well, you won't be using the transporter. You guys used the one of the docking bays and then came up into the turbo lift. So
Wow.
let me fix you. And activate. So, you guys should be able to see some, but not some. A lot of when you walk past the buildings, once you get on the promenade, you'll be able to see more. You would be able to know, obviously, where things are. So that's why I kind of left it as I did, but also so you couldn't see the entire station as you're moving around. So, the security station is located southwest of this area. Is that where you all are heading?
I'd say
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, I'd say so.
And
Okay.
where was our supplies? Where were they stored?
So your medical supplies were in Med Bay, which is located in the northwest corner of the station, and your engineering supplies are located in the southeast corner of the station. So as you guys walk out, and I'll describe the scene real quick. Welcome to the Promenade of Narendra Station. It's a wide, multi-level commercial and service area at the center of the station, serving as a hub for the station's civilian activities. The upper and lower levels of the promenade house shops, station facilities that are accessible from the public walkways, and also there's an upper level that kind of provides an overview of the area below. Everything's decorated with colorful banners, art from different alien races, across from the beta quadrant. So what I'm going to need everybody to do for me now is immediately roll a daring and security check, difficulty 2.
Do you want to ask
And-
Admiral, this one person that is a token, scaring the shit out of me? So, thanks for that. This guy
And
here.
Orloth, do you want me to show you how to do this?
Yes, please.
All right, so on the upper right-hand corner of your screen, you're going to see the little people icon, like 4
Yep.
in, it's red, click it, and then you'll see the green bar that says PC for player character.
Yeah.
Find yourself, open your sheet up, and then what you're going to do is you're going to perform a task. So I said daring and security check of a difficulty 2. So on the left under your attributes, select daring, so check mark that.
Yep.
And then on the discipline or security, check that, and then do perform task.
And what did you say, 1 or 2?
It's gonna your standard task roll is gonna be 2 dice,
Okay.
and that'll be in there automatically. If you ever assist, it's gonna be 1 dice, so you would select that to 1. So we'll do 2.
Gotcha.
Okay. So, as you guys immediately walk out from the turbo lift, let me move him here. Okay, so as you guys walk out of nowhere, this Ferengi, he comes charging in, and he's almost moving in a frantic, almost running type pace. He runs into both Lieutenant Commander Tathok and Lieutenant Commander Thrall. You both get knocked down to the ground. As you guys knock down to the ground, he drops this small black box, and it lands near you, Thrall. And he stands up, and he looks at the Starfleet officer standing there, almost in a panic. He looks down at the 2 down at the ground, and he's like, "Humans, I'm sorry for, I'm sorry. Thank you. If can," and he kind of starts backing up a little bit, and
He doesn't reach for the box?
he doesn't reach for the box. But Stev, obviously with your Bajoran abilities, you're able to sense a type of, and this is without like prying, you sense panic, you sense fear and kind of desperation, but there seems to be a genuine feel to his voice, if that makes sense. So he looks down at this box and he's like, "Humans, my box, thank you. And as he's saying this again, he's backing up.
Can we react?
Yeah, go ahead.
As he reaches for that box, I put my hand on it and stop him from lifting it. And I say, "How dare you lay your hands on a Federation officer?"
And he kind of powers up, looks down at the box, looks up to you, and as he's stepping back, he does one of his nice little Ferengi style grins, turns, and runs to the north.
Any chance of intercepting him? Or would we have to full out chase him?
There is no chance to intercept him.
Okay.
With the crowd and with everybody else, like with you two being on the ground, you're not going to intercept him.
But we still have the box.
You still have the box.
Whether that's a good or bad thing, of course, remains to be seen.
It's not worth a chase, but I don't trust anything this Ferengi has to offer here.
I
No,
get up and I help our friend up.
Since I didn't get knocked over, I would keep, like, I would have been looking at him and looking for anything identifying, like if he's wearing any kind of badge or any kind of insignia, showing like where he works or where he's from.
Okay, so there's no badge on him. He's actually almost very sickly looking. He's in torn and rough looking clothes, which obviously is not something Ferengis generally are in. You know, they're always about their appearance, obviously spending their latinum wherever they can. No, other than the way he looks, there's no badge identifying him, other than being a Ferengi.
I thank Thrall for the assistance. Obviously, we may not want to be in possession of this if the rightful owners, I'm presuming, come looking for it. Do we contact security, Commander, and turn the box over immediately?
Affirmative. We don't want to be caught up in something here that we don't need to be involved in, so taking this to the nearest local authorities is going to be the best course of action. As we're already heading there anyway.
Anyways.
Okay, yeah, so security is located to the southeast of the station. I, for some reason, can't ping on the map, but if you go down 2, you'll see the door there, and it's a reddish-looking room, right where Commander Kullat is outside of. What are you guys doing?
Who's carrying the box? I take it I've got the box?
You have the box.
I guess so.
I have the box.
What's in the box?
I asked the Bajoran, well, first, can I sense any... As an Andorian, I can sense life forms, kind of, if there's some sort of heat signature that would vary from the room at large. It's kind of an outside, but any chance of that? Anything like that?
What is it that you're trying to sense? Just like life forms in general?
Yes.
They're all over the place, as you can see in the promenade.
Oh, no, I meant life forms in general in the box.
Oh, no, there's no life forms in the box.
I look to our Bajoran. Who is the Bajoran, by the way? I didn't actually catch that. Is it
Lieutenant Junior Grade Grax?
Oh,
You mean
Grax.
Betazoid?
Oh,
Oh,
Betazoid.
Betazoid. Sorry, I
Betazoid.
keep saying that. Sorry. Keep saying that.
Betazoid.
He's so
Bad-
caught up
bad
in the
GM.
conflict.
I am.
Bajorans for Bajor.
You're going to be the emissary next, Kullat.
Lieutenant Grax, do you pick anything up off this box? Does your famed ability to intuit emotions apply to, I don't know, something that's been held by somebody held by someone recently? Or is that a stretch?
No, I don't believe I've ever been able to pick up any sort of feelings from inanimate objects. It's all in the mind.
I understand. Commander, shall we enter?
Dun, 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 dun.
It's the station is open to anybody. So you guys can walk right in.
Hey,
Well, that would have been rude not to.
greetings.
So you walk into security of the Narendra station, at least on the promenade level, and just like your captain told you, large percentage of the station is very Klingon-esque, very Klingon-looking and Klingon-ran. So this is very dark, very red. It stinks. And you've got 3 Klingons in there.
What a detail.
And one of them turns and looks at you, and he says, "How can I help you?"
Greetings. I'm Commander Maricadi. We had a couple questions here about the security of the station, and I turned to Keval, and I show him the box, as well as a strange. Keval, I'll let you explain.
How are you, Klingon? It is a pleasure to meet you.
Get on with it, Andorian.
We have just now had an encounter of the physical kind, not in a good way, with a Ferengi, and he dropped this box. very nervous, very panicked, attempted to take it. We would not let him, and he fled the scene. We would like to turn this over for your inspection. We expect some sort of contraband. We advise caution.
He looks at you and then looks at the box and he says, "Why don't you open it?"
I wouldn't want to step on any Klingon toes.
So you're telling me a Ferengi, he assaulted you or he ran into you?
He ran into us.
On purpose?
I do not believe so. He appeared to be fleeing the scene of some nefarious crime.
You have proof of this crime?
The box.
He looks down at the box and he's like, "We want no property of the Ferengi. Now, if you have a real crime, please report it. Otherwise, leave our station. Go return the box to its owner."
Very
And
well, you have lost and found or something?
He's actually kind of laughing at you at this point because a Ferengi's involved and you guys are just measly Starfleet officers, and he's just amused by the whole situation.
All right. Listen, I know this is funny for you. However, it might be serious for someone else. Is it not your responsibility to maintain order in this station? Well, the order's been compromised by this Ferengi, and this box has been obviously stolen from someone else, and it's beyond our... We did you a favor in bringing this to you. Perhaps
Well,
you
let's...
can go on a...
Commander, let's open the box and see. Go ahead.
Fine. And I grab Kaval, I put the box down and I click it open and I throw it open. And
Nothing
we all die.
happens. No, nothing happens. So, basically you're just looking at some sort of idol that resembles some sort of alien race. Humanoid in appearance. It has 4 arms, a cranial crest coming from the top of its head, all the way down to the middle of the upper arms. It almost looks religious in nature. And it is and feels like solid gold.
Whoa.
Are there any religious locations on the station? My Klingon friend.
He looks at the idol, looks at you, turns to his console and starts tapping away. And he turns back and he says, "We do have religious locations, but nothing that resembles the icon that you hold in your hand. Perhaps you should find this Ferengi and ask him."
Do you have video feeds of the promenade here?
Of course.
Would you be able to track the Ferengi for us? Maybe we can track back where he got this from?
You asking me to find him for you?
Yes, please.
Okay. So he turns again to his station and he starts tapping away and he's like, "I see you, Ferengi. I see your incident. You you let a Ferengi knock you down. He was running and he just happened to run right into you. Starfleet. Anyway." He kind of points to his screen and he's like, "There, you can see him. He's running, and he runs right into Friend's Tavern. We don't have cameras in there. It also is Ferengi ran, so that's probably a likely location as to where you could find your friend."
Is there, that was actually a very good point that the lieutenant made. Are you able to track his origin point of origin, where he came from before he ran into the commander, who then bumped into me, obviously?
I can do so. It'll take some time.
Very well.
We'll have to backtrack these feeds.
If you would be so kind, we would be honored and grateful, and we will return later for that information. So, just to confirm, you do not want us to leave this idol here?
Take it with you. We do not want it.
Commander?
Very well. Perhaps Starfleet can make some use of this.
If we want to start our own sect, our own cult,
Yeah, if we want to start a religious organization, we're all about that. Freedom of everything. Who cares? No, maybe they can break down this gold and use it for some reactions. Who knows? Either way, it's not let this used to waste. We'll document this as evidence, perhaps, in a potential issue. But at the end of the day, we're only here to visit the promenade. And I'm blanking.
Did we have any other...
Get them cargo.
To gather, Commander.
Exactly.
Oh, that's right. Of course. So I would hate to get involved in whatever's going on here if it's not our place to be.
But does not honor also dictate that if this is indeed a sacred icon for some religious group or sect, that we should do our utmost as Federation officers to return their lost property?
I don't like this guy. I'd have to agree.
Very well. Seems to have a decent... Very well. We can return the object to the Ferengi bar.
I don't know that would be the correct choice. I think
well,
what is important...
from where it came from, yeah.
I don't mean to countermand you, Commander, by any stretch.
You're off the team.
Damn it!
Yeah.
Is it because
I'm sorry? The test run didn't work out. No, yeah, okay. So
like you because you're blue.
Damn pink skins.
I'll keep a hold of this for now. We'll regroup back and see if we can return this to the rightful owners. For now, let's head up to the promenade and see.
Well, are those is that the Game Master? Is that the where the engineering supplies are, right next to us?
They're a little ways around the station. They're more to the east, but yeah, they're there. They're there. And again, you have 5 days to gather that cargo as well.
Oh, okay. Well, then I suppose if we're going to try to corner this guy, although he's now on his home turf, right? So we're kind of walking into a potential, I don't know if trap's the correct word, but we do have a disadvantage.
Yeah.
But if we wait too long, we are going to lose him.
That's correct. We got to act fast. So in that case,
I mean, do we care? I guess that's the question, though. Do we care about him? We've stopped it, whatever he was doing. It seems to me the important thing now is to return it to whoever it belonged to. I would think.
That's right. That's right. That's what we got to do.
If local law enforcement has no interest to prosecute him for his crime, why should we, as Federation officers, although we are indeed honor bound, step in at this?
Kaval, I'm going to need you to. We'll return the container to the rightful owners. However,
as you wish,
we have to understand that our main objective is returning that cargo, that salvage. So, do we have any immediate leads on where this suitcase is going?
We do not.
Okay, so then let's continue with our mission objective, and perhaps fate will guide us in the direction of where this needs to be.
Are you a religious man yourself, Commander?
Religious, more practical, but I do believe in destiny to some extent. Interesting.
That is a topic I would love to discuss with you further, Commander, over some Andorian ale.
Oh, I would love that. In the meantime, let's see how much salvage we're gonna have to haul through. This hopefully won't take 5 days.
Onward!
So, you guys are walking out, and what are you doing? You heading to the engineering?
That's the closest place.
Or
right now,
to
right?
the storage? Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
So, once you guys make way back out to the promenade, suddenly everybody kind of starts to look at you all differently, and more so Thrall and Tathak. They kind of almost look at you in an interested manner, like, who are they? And out of nowhere, pushing through the crowd are two female Klingons, and they walk up to Thrall, and they grab him, and they're like, and they immediately look at him, and they're like, "What is your name?"
Lieutenant Commander Thrall. Who am I speaking to?
It's not a threatening look. It's a Klingon that's lusting over what she sees in front of her. And those of you who know Klingon females, they like to beat their mates up.
They're aggressive. They're aggressive as hell.
She's in heat.
Get your hands off of my lieutenant. I'm sorry. I can give you some room.
The second one looks at you immediately, and that's where we're gonna stop. And
get a room.
And we'll go to a quick discussion as to what everybody's thinking at this point, what kind of plans we got going on, both with the previous scenario and obviously our new scenario. So we'll start at the top with Commander Maricadi, sir. What do you have to say? What are you thinking right now?
Well, a couple of things are kind of going on in my mind. We lost a few men back in the last mission. Obviously, nothing we could have done, but it's still just weighing on him to some extent, at least until we see some actual progress here with this current situation to see if we can recover those lives lost in a way, like through saving others. Granted, the mission went well overall. We took very little harm overall, and the level of equipment and samples we got through Mankind was great. So pros and cons. I like the captain. So I want to see how he leads, I guess, how well he can do his job. Keval seems like a total nutcase a little bit, but he's warming on me. I think that he is a very passionate person, and I think that it can go a long way in Starfleet. So I'm excited to. I appreciate the values shown today, and I'm excited to see what we're doing here with this next mission.
And Commander Kullat, our Vulcan.
Kullat is a little bit curious about. I mean, would all the scientific samples from the last mission have gone with the good Dr. Ship, or would we have had any leftover scientific data to peruse on our own?
She would have allowed you to make copies before she left onto the station with her crew.
So Kullat would have gathered some of that information just for a cursory perusing in his free time. But other than that, he is satisfied that the crew did what they could with the situation handed to them, and lived up to Starfleet standards. So he's just looking to push that forward and keep moving on.
Fantastic. Lieutenant Commander Thrall, our Grazerite.
Right, so in terms of our last mission, Thrall is happy that he was able to manage to get his crew and the rest of the crew in the science facility to safety. He is not very happy that we couldn't save them all, but that is life. He's growing very fond of our new Cabal. Yeah, and in terms of our latest fiasco, I'm not a fan of confrontation, and I'm also celibate, so I'm a little scared right now.
Awesome. Lieutenant Commander Tathak, you have just joined us, and you're already in a bit of a conundrum. Dead center.
Cabal is, of course, Andorian. Passionate. Emotional. It's true. and at times unnecessarily aggressive. But the Federation means everything to him, and he considers Federation members just members of his extended clan. So at this point, he wishes only to prove himself to his new crewmates and uphold the ideals of the Federation.
Lieutenant Junior Grade Andal Grax. Our Betazoid.
Yeah. Andal Grax is happy that he was proven right about the crew. When he first met them, he was, and we first went in to explore that planet and find that station that was sending out the distress signal. He felt like he was in good hands, and that turned out to be true. But he's probably also trying not to let it weigh too heavily on his conscience that there were 5 crew members that were killed on that planet. I imagine he's probably going back and forth in his head. What else could have been done differently to actually save those 5 more? But looking forward to, the adventures to be had on this station here.
And adventures they will be. So, what do we have this week? Let's see. Announcements. We have some, actually, Tabletop Tony. What do you got Friday?
I don't actually have anything going on Friday, but Saturday.
Or Saturday. Saturday.
That's okay. Saturday we have a continuation of the SCP SCP-based tabletop game that is using Delta Green's mechanics. We left off with we had 2 parties essentially. One party of researchers, one party of mobile task force infiltrator group. And so where we left off, hopefully we can pick up some of the things with the researchers, see how they're experimenting on this SCP that they've started to work with here, and maybe get some samples of the biological form inside of this other dimension. So tune in for that at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Saturday.
That's your watches. And on Sunday, we have Descent into Avernus. That's going to be at 6:30 p.m. We'll be skipping Aliens this week. We're working on a date for a final one-shot episode to finish up the scenario Judge Wolf has created for the crew of the 13th. With that, if you guys would like to stick around on a raid, our next game, actually, I'd really love to do next Tuesday, but our next game right now is the 19th. If I get caught up on our following scenario after this one, and these guys are available, I might go into the 12th. We'll see. I'm getting a little more comfortable, and again, as long as these guys are available and I have enough material to continue on, it might happen. But right now, Tuesday, April 19th, 7 p.m., somebody's opening and closing the door. Stick around for the raid. Thank you all for hanging out. You guys have a good night. Live long and prosper.
Good night, guys.